Hello, welcome back to Starcraft Remastered. I'm MP5 Deacon, and let's get started with Mission 4, the quest for the Uraj. Loading.
Now then, Kerrigan. Perhaps you had best explain yourself. What is this news you've come to give?
There is a new overmind growing on Char.
What? Impossible. Why should we believe anything you have to say?
Because, Zeratul, I'm no longer the mindless murderess whom you fought on Char. The overmind is dead. Whatever warped control it once had over me is gone. I know that this is a lot to take in all at once, but you've got to believe me. There's more at stake
She
here than
lies. She is infested to the core. I, for one, will not listen to any of this.
Silence, Judicator. Continue, Kerrigan.
Apparently, many of the renegade Cerebrats, commanded by Dagoth, have merged into a new overmind. Fortunately, the creature is still in its infant stages. It can't control the swarm yet, but Dagoth and the others still have control over most of the broods. The two Cerebrats you killed here were part of Dagoth's forces. Look, I don't need to tell you all what might happen if that thing reaches maturity. I can guarantee you that should it awaken, it'll take full control of me, just like it did before. I don't want that to happen, and I'm pretty sure you don't want it to happen either.
Even if what you say is true, our priority is to save this world, not assault the new overmind. We must find the crystals Uraj and Kalis before we are all vanquished.
Then I'll help you with your search. If you can defeat the renegade Zerg gathered here, it'll weaken the efforts of Dagoth and his ilk.
My children, you must put aside your fears and misgivings to accomplish what must be done. For the time being, Kerrigan will assist you in your endeavors. Though she has been your enemy, it is enough that we share the same agenda now. Allow her time enough to prove herself to you, and you may find her to be a valued ally. For now, you must focus on the task at hand. Search for the Uraj on the planet Braxis, and let nothing stop you from recovering it.
We will do what you ask, Matriarch. But you cannot expect us to forgive Kerrigan's crimes against our race. Executor, prepare our forces. We shall debark for the planet Braxis before the next moonrise.
It's a very intelligent way they've set this up. I'm quite a fan of it. Alright. The Wonders of Reavers. Okay, so we have Reavers. We're just gonna hopefully put them in the corner, and they're just gonna be nice. Okay, so with Dragoons here, there's nothing the Terran can really do to threaten us too much. The real problem is the Reavers are just gonna waste all of their skills. And again, we have no real option of doing that. Now, before we...
Explain something to me, Zeratul. Why would your people leave such a secret crystal in the hands of these Terrans?
We didn't. Long ago, this world was a Protoss colony called Kirador. When the strife between our tribes escalated, this planet and the Uraj crystal were abandoned. These Terrans have come here only recently.
I really hate how small of an area they give us here in this beginning section. But they do give us 3 rivers. Oh my.
What is it now? My way.
Go take care of that. So again, this is just another mission where we spend a lot of time just building up slowly from nothing. I mean, it's not too bad, but I really just, I'll talk about it. This mission's really quite wonderful and quite important. I also enjoyed because it's the first time we're getting PvT, and that is just such a rare occurrence in this game.
What is it
So it's
now?
nice to actually get some proper stuff. We do get some Terran versus Protoss. Yeah, okay, but I mean PvT is this matchup.
Executor,
You know what I'm saying.
we have a problem. Our warp matrix was damaged during transit. Because of the extensive damage, we will be unable to warp in stargates to this location.
I really like that. I like how it restricts your technology. I think what they do in Warcraft 3 is a little extensive, but for the most part, like, it's a good decision. It forces a lot of variety in the gameplay that just otherwise would never be there. Again, they really do just shove you in this tiny little box and force you to go Gateway Man, though. And Gateway Man is... well, Gateway Man is Gateway Man. It's not the best Protoss has, but it's far from the worst. You know, it's alright. It doesn't really allow us to play some of our most interesting battles against Terran, because in a multiplayer sense, there's no way I'm ever going to be building Corsairs or even Scouts, so the more fun options from a player perspective just aren't something we really get to mess around with, but, you know, I'm still very happy that we actually get this as a mission. And it goes back with, I always felt that for Brood War, whereas StarCraft 1 was building up and the missions were all trying to establish a basis of the player's ability to be able to do X, Brood War is really more... well, it has its difficulty ramps, but it also just has its kind of exciting, fun, big missions with those unique concepts and ideas. We're getting that gas early because we're going to need it. That second gateway, well, may seem a little useless now. It's going to be worth it in the near future. We will need a fourth. I don't quite like that on gas, but yeah, we'll do it. I think we'll just wait for the cybernetic score with this probe, actually. No reason not to. It'll be okay. Just a nice, simple little storm. Damn it. The other problem of having a big base, I mean, not having a big base like I'd want, is literally everything. I'm stuck here in this tiny little crevice with nothing but Dragoons and Reavers. I mean, I love them. They're some of my favorite units, but what am I going to be doing with any of those? It's not like they gave me Zealots. You know, a handful of Zealots would have been really nice. I never know, so it looks a little off to the wrong button. Yeah, that perspective just doesn't look quite right. I get what they're doing, it just... Why do I have a probe up here? That's a great question. But unfortunately I can't talk too much about the story. It kind of unfolds later on in, well, in the later missions, but we are getting into part of the problem, so there's going to be a lot more rift with Aldaris, and it just kind of starts here, and it just happens. And it really is something that's just not really expanded on at all, and they just can't. They don't... That's what I was trying to talk to with, like, that wonderful work we have on Mengsk and everything. We're given the time for that to be expanded on. We're not given that time in this at all. It's pretty much just go, 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 go.
My life for I.
We're just gonna stay on the high ground here. No reason not to.
You must construct additional pylons.
Oh, the best problem in the world.
My life for ire.
I honestly we want to get out of this base soon, but we just need to tech up a little. We need to start building some defenses. It's just gonna be a hot minute. Now, thankfully, they do give us the high ground, so 3 cannons here will just hold for like everything. And that Dragoon, even just being on the high ground, took so little damage.
I'm listening. On my way.
I long
And
for
as
combat.
Dragoon range is done, so that's neat. Then ideally I'd like one right up here. I think we're going to continue making probes. We don't really need them, but we're going to want them.
Not enough minerals.
And it's just a little bit of a slow mission. I mean, the Reavers are just not a good starting unit. I love them. They're my favorite bestest boys, but they're just not worth it. They really can't do anything until you have a stable economy that's able to support a bunch of stuff, and that is not at all what we have here. I don't have room for pylons. Okay. But yeah, as I was talking about, like, you don't really get the time we got for Manx or that we get for Kerrigan, and that Kerrigan continues to get to build on her character, and we're lacking a lot of that manual that we really got to enjoy in the first game. I mean, it was there in Broodwar, it's just not, it's not quite the same, to the same extent as it was for Starcraft 1. So we do get information of the characters, just not, we don't really get to see that build up or any of that foreshadowing in it like we do have for Kerrigan. Her hat, she seemed pretty nice then. Yeah, I mean, if it's not obvious, Aldaris was right, but like, it's just a little bit of a shame that that really can never be developed any further.
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
Oh, Zealots.
Thus I serve.
No. Please, Dragoon, stop. A little bit of the fighting and pathing. Honestly, it's good to be doing this since I really plan to be playing more multiplayer, and so the real issue is we're probably looking at like 3 map sectors right there in that little area. It's almost like I prepared for that. Okay, I think we're about ready to actually start developing our forces here. I could probably afford a 3rd gateway. We'll expand out this way as a tad, and that'll give us that room to grab that 3rd gateway. We're at a full group here, so we're just going to work on our 2nd. We'll start grabbing more scarabs. Do we start that? Yeah. Oh my gosh, probes just sitting idly. I am so wonderful. But all of that character development, this is what Broodwar really struggles at, is we just don't get that time. We don't get to enjoy our characters in the way that was really just mainstay for Starcraft 1. Basically for everyone, we got really well developed angles for everyone and a lot of information. And at the end of the day, we just don't see any of that in Starcraft Broodwar.
Upgrade complete.
And that whole part about theirs leaving is really what just, you know, that will never really be explained. We'll never get any definitive answers to that. We could build an observatory. I think I'm gonna do it.
Not enough minerals.
No, no.
What is it now? What is it now?
And with the power of Reavers, we're just gonna move them because they can't attack while moving. We're going to attack it with this here. Kerrigan is going to look at the eruption. It's not doing anything. Our Reavers have succeeded in taking out the tank, and we're just going to make sure Kerrigan doesn't die. That was a waste of a storm. They had nothing in their barracks. I mean, normally they don't, but I didn't see anything leave. Normally what happens is the AI flat out abandons everything when you attack. So I was expecting them to be empty. That is not the case. I'm scared down there. Could probably go back, conserve our money here, and now we finally get to expand to a decent base. Oh shoot.
What is it now?
Aw, that's not nice. The one thing I don't like about Psionic Storm is we trade that. Well, we traded Burrow for it. It's basically how that works.
We are under attack.
Excellent. Actually, we're not even going to worry about shuttles. We're just going to grab some observers. Oh, we already have the Reaper upgrades. Neat.
What is it now?
Yeah, I hemorrhaged quite a bit of units there at the end.
Yes, Cerebrate?
But it's alright. We're going to come over here and we're going to expand. And then the entire thing of Rashagal is just... That's the real one that gets me on just... It's obvious when you know it's coming, but it just leaves a question of when did Kerrigan get infested? How did she get infested? That is the wrong word. When did Kerrigan infest Rashagal is what I meant to say. And just how did that happen? Like, what were the processes that occurred? And I really don't know. I really don't see any reason to build Templar. I mean, building a shuttle would not be bad. We're just gonna wait on that cash. Dragoons. Dragoons just beat everything Terran has so terribly, except siege tanks. Siege tanks in siege mode will outscale and just outperform Dragoons, and their upgrades are just better than Dragoons. So, well, at first Dragoons are just better than tanks. They don't stay that way. Which is great. I think we might actually be able to do quite a lot with this force. I'm gonna put you at control 9. You're gonna be control 0. 0's gonna move up down here. And really, all we're going to need is just a few photon cannons up here under 2 pylons, and we probably don't even need any resource reduction at all. Yeah, Dragoons take 8 chunks to hit. Oh my gosh, Reaper, stop. Ah, they ran into it. I so just want to move my army back. Should have got sight range first, so I didn't lose an observer. Like, is that what's happening right now? I think race... I don't know, are race medium or are they large? That's a great question. So these probes are just gonna come on over and start saturating this space. And again, it's just a very stock, standard, slow match. Which is perfectly fine. But that's just the whole theme of Brood War is... literally nothing is explained enough to understand the full motivations of the characters and why it's happening. Like, Aldaris' thing makes sense, but he's just kind of leaving like a little kid. Like, he's not willing to listen to anyone, he's not willing to stick through or see anyone else's point of view, and that's how it sounds. You know, that's the general perspective we're given. That's not the case at all, though. It's just that lack of information we have. So we're gonna bring the Reavers forward. We're gonna move our first group in here. I'm somehow not worried at all about this.
You've not enough minerals.
Oh, well, that's... I forgot. Shields are just so expensive.
What is it now? All right.
Under attack.
We're gonna try and cast Scarabs up there. As we send our units in. Oh, they empty. So we're just gonna move the Reavers down. Make sure we target down the tank. And we're just gonna slow crawl the Reavers up, and we should be coming to the end of this mission. It's supposed to be a short one. I'd do the next one, but that's a longer mission.
Yes, Cerebrate.
And then, actually, I don't know which one's actually quite next. There's two
What
options.
is it now?
It's either a micro mission or it's a one where we get control of Kerrigan
What is
again.
it now?
Doesn't really matter. I like that they have Zealots. Zealots in concept, sorry, Ghosts are in concept are actually really good and like options. The Fire Bats are really good too. So everything does full damage to shields, and so, I mean, I kind of just spaced what I was wanting to talk about. Right, the Ghosts. The Ghosts are actually an interesting option, and I kind of really like their use here, because they're actually an excellent tool against Zealots on paper. On paper is not in reality, though. What happens more than often is the, of course you just leave bunker. Those are all empty. Well, Kerrigan's almost dead, so we're gonna save, and hopefully this doesn't go too badly. I mean, considering the losses we've sustained, Reavers.
Yes, Cerebrate.
And I think Reavers personally have just carried this mission. I really want to see how many kills they have.
Upgrade complete.
Yes,
Before we
Cerebrate.
end this, 15, 16, 10. I wonder how much damage they actually have done.
What is it now?
Oh, right, you're in the control group.
All right.
But yeah, it gets worse in the UED campaign where the decisions are... Is there another requirement? No.
Crystal's here, boys. Send in a probe to gather it up, and our work here is done.
You have done well, Kerrigan. There's more to you than it seems. Perhaps I have misjudged you.
Given our history, I can't say I blame you. Let's just get the job done.
She's so manipulative, and I absolutely love it. I love how she spins things, and I love how Aldera's just didn't even bother to give her the chance, the light of day. And no one's gonna listen to her because she's poisoned, well, taken over Rashagal's mind. And I honestly think that she must have came with the Cerebrits and attacked Rashagal while we were off killing them. Which is quite an interesting thing. There's just so many stories that are happening here in StarCraft. And I would almost love just a little like series of mini campaigns where we get to play a lot of those stories, like Tassadar meeting Raynor on Char, the Raynor and Phoenix fighting meanwhile on Iron, that story. Like Manxus attempts and fights against the Zerg, and then the aftermath when the Overmind's been killed and all. Like those are interesting stories, and a lot of stuff's happening there. And we really just see the like overall end results of it, and it's a little bit of a shame to me. I really would have enjoyed a lot of those ideas, but I hope you've enjoyed. I know it was a bit dry, but it's quite late. I'm getting this one done at about it's almost tomorrow actually. Yeah, it's 11:45, so 15 minutes to tomorrow. Not the best planning, but I just really couldn't get it done, so it happens, right?